Welcome to today's Explainer. We are diving straight into a 24-hour window that has literally rewritten the map in India. We're talking about massive historic political shifts in West Bengal and Tamil Nadu that you absolutely need to know about. Plus, we've got some major leaps in national security and global diplomatic outreach to cover. Today's developments are setting up an entirely new trajectory for the nation. So let's get right to the facts and figure out what is happening and, why it actually matters.
All right, here's our roadmap for today. First up, the new political landscape, where we'll look at those historic shifts in East and South India. Then we'll pivot to defense and security updates. And finally, we'll round it out with development and global outreach. Let's dive in.
Section 1. The new political landscape. Historic shifts in East and South India.
Okay, so we are witnessing two absolute political earthquakes happening at the exact same time on opposite ends of the country. In West Bengal, the BJP has officially formed its first ever government in the state's history. Suvendu Adhikari took the oath as chief minister, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi was right there in attendance. This is a monumental milestone, right? It's a huge breakthrough in what has historically been a really complex battleground for the party. For decades, this region has been run by distinct regional or left-leaning coalitions. So breaking through to form a government here, that is an unprecedented shift in the balance of power. But wait, down south, in Tamil Nadu, we've got a completely different but equally historic situation playing out. Actor-turned-politician C. Joseph Vijay is officially taking the oath at the new chief minister today. Now, Tamil Nadu has this really rich legacy of cinematic icons, turning their massive cultural popularity into high political office. We've seen predecessors lay down a fascinating template for this, intertwining cinema deeply with governance. And Vijay's ascension is writing a brand new chapter in that history. He's stepping away from the traditional duopoly that usually runs the state, opening the door to a totally new era of leadership. Looking at this objectively, it is just fascinating to see these two incredibly distinct milestones happening simultaneously. In the East, you've got this unprecedented ideological shift bringing a new ruling party to power. And in the South, you're seeing the ultimate culmination of cultural influence transitioning to the highest executive office. For the hundreds of millions of people waking up in West Bengal and Tamil Nadu today, this isn't just a news headline. It marks the start of brand new political eras that will literally shape their local infrastructure and regional economies for years to come. So, beyond these massive shifts in state politics, what are the nation's top security updates right now? We've got two very contrasting developments on this front. Section 2. Defense and security updates. Missiles and high alerts. On the strategic side of things, India just successfully tested the Advanced Agni Missile, and the real game changer here is that it's equipped with MIRV capability. MIRV stands for Multiple Independently Targetable Reentry Vehicles. Basically what that means is a single missile can now carry multiple warheads, and each one can detach and hit a completely different target rather than just delivering one payload to one spot. It's a defining technological triumph that puts India's strategic deterrence into an incredibly elite global category. But concurrently, we face a pretty stark reality check on the domestic front. Intelligence agencies have warned of a possible terror threat in Delhi, putting the entire capital on high security alert. Security has been heavily heightened across sensitive locations. It's a sobering reminder that while the country makes these incredible leaps high up in the atmosphere, the everyday on-the-ground vigilance is absolutely crucial for keeping people safe. So, with these shifting political landscapes and high alert security measures, how is India's development and global diplomacy advancing today? Let's take a look. Section 3. Development and Global Outreach. Infrastructure, Education, and Diplomacy. Let's talk numbers for a second. 9,500 crore rupees. Just let the sheer scale of that number sink in. That is not just an abstract figure sitting on a balance sheet somewhere. It's the physical capital being used to aggressively reshape the nation's framework right now. That 9,500 crore is actually going directly into massive development projects today. Prime Minister Modi is visiting Karnataka and Telangana specifically to inaugurate and lay the foundation stones for these initiatives. We're talking about a colossal push for regional infrastructure, bridging gaps in connectivity, upgrading public utilities, and driving long-term job creation across these southern states. It shows that alongside all the political shifts and defense milestones, the economic engine is just constantly roaring forward. And this brilliantly illustrates just how diverse a single day's news can be across a nation this fast. On the domestic side, the Himachal Pradesh Board Class 10 results are being announced. Hundreds of thousands of students are finding out the results of their hard work, stepping into the next chapter of their lives. Simultaneously, thousands of miles away, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar is launching the India-backed Jaipur Foot Centre over in Trinidad and Tobago. This is such a cool example of humanitarian diplomacy and soft power. By providing world-class prosthetic limbs internationally, India is building these deep, meaningful connections that go way beyond standard trade agreements. It's about tangible, life-changing support on the world stage. We have really covered a ton of ground today, right? From a historic new government in West Bengal and a cinematic icon stepping up in Tamil Nadu to advanced missile tech, high-stakes security, and massive infrastructure pushes. It is all happening at once. So I'll leave you with this final thought. As the dust settles on today's events, how will these new political leaders and strategic milestones actually shape India's future trajectory? The foundation was laid today, but the story is just starting. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Keep asking questions, keep looking at the facts, and I'll catch you next time.